You hear from upstairs. You hear, "Hey, I heard something from downstairs." It's a male voice, and you hear another voice, female. That says, "It's probably just one of those crocodiles again." So be on your guard, and nothing seems to happen. Akra?
Giving up on the whole plan of being stealthy and figuring out what's ahead, I yell. I'm just going to yell. I'm going to be like, "Hello?"
You hear, "Who's down there?"
Me.
Are you? And me.
You hear, and then you hear the woman's voice say, "What are you all doing here? What do you want?"
My name's Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
Like, can we talk face to face?
Sure. You come up here then.
Whoa. You come down here.
We were here first, so you can come up here and tell us what your business is. And then you hear like someone like just, "No, it's fine." And you sort of got whispered, and some other whispers like hushed but urgent sort of voices.
We knew it was two guys and a girl who were here, right?
Yeah, 2 guys and a girl.
That's what you were told, yeah.
The priest and 2 bodyguards, basically.
So we've heard a female voice and 2 male voices right now, right?
You've heard 1 male voice and 1 female voice so far.
Okay. Well, I start heading up. I keep my sword drawn, but like it's just kind of down at my side.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a couple of places behind you.
Yeah, and I head up, and I want to see, what do they look like when I get up there?
Okay.
Or do I like suddenly get hit by arrows?
Yeah, you just get hit by dragon breath and die. No. One day I'm going to say that, and it's not going to be a joke. You're not going to know when. No, as you come up, I assume you've probably got your shield up just in case.
I have it, but I'm not like super paranoid, hiding between my shield and the wall.
Well, in that case, maybe I should.
But I have it ready to just be like,
yeah,
if I have to.
No, but seriously, it's as you get up to the top, you see 3 people. One is, like at a glance, it's a man in sandy orange-colored robes, a woman in scale mail armor, and a man in black and red robes. That's what the first thing you see, and it's Let me find the proper descriptions.
So I know Sophie, the sandy-colored robes. Those are the color of the Debilis Temple, right?
Yes.
And would you be Sophie?
The man says, "Yes." And you are? And
I'm just glad to see you are alive.
I suppose you've probably got your holy symbol. Isn't it emblazoned on your shield?
Yeah, it's emblazoned on my shield, and then I have an amulet, but the amulet would be hidden out of the way of my armor.
Well, they see this giant circular sort of symbol of Nathroth on your shield, and all sort of lower their guards a bit. And they say, and he says, "Priestess of Nathroth." Curious seeing you out here.
The Baron was worried for your health. You had disappeared, and many in the town were curious as to what had happened.
Hey, Akra, who are you talking to?
I'm like, you can come upstairs.
Do they want to buy any jewelry?
Probably not.
That's okay, I've got other things.
Come on, let's go.
Akra, you see the 3 of them sort of exchange
I just,
glances.
As this whole exchange is happening, and I'm like, I did not choose these companions. They happened to me.
Yeah, so because imagine that, this Dragonborn, the great big with armor and the shield of Nethroth, and then this Dragonborn, another one in robes and a staff, and then the devil and a gnome. I love the imagery.
I haven't gone up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
You should never have come out into the countryside.
I stand beside Akra.
Alright, well, in response to your comment, though, Akra, Sophie kind of sighs and crosses his arms, and the woman kind of scoffs at it.
Like, we knew you were alive, but they were curious as to the circumstances with you having been gone this long.
And then, yes, the woman says, "Well, he won't let us into the crypt downstairs to get the goddamn book out."
Who won't?
Oh, Sophie says, "I won't."
Why?
Says,
Isn't that what you're here for? To get the
yes,
book?
that's what I'm here for, but now they want the book. And then the robed man in the black robe says, we're just trying to see if we can make another deal here. We had no idea that this was what we were coming here for. But now that we know that it's such a book of certain secrets, we'd like to have it.
Very specific. Well done.
Yes.
Secrets, you say? Valuable secrets? Knowledge that someone might like to have.
Sophie nods at your comments and says, exactly. Book of knowledge.
Perhaps
You want it for the Library of Debilis. You want it for what particular reason? So you can sell it for money?
No, we might be able to use it in some conquest or campaign. It is an ancient book of dark secrets.
Regarding how to make bread, or how to wage war, or what the weather was like once.
Well, I say...
Says, if you shut up and stop interrupting me, I'll tell you.
I say that we get the book, and then we all go back to this nice little place that I know, and we discuss who should have it.
I know what this little place is. I'm like, this is the worst idea ever. But it sounds really good. This is the worst idea ever.
Well, yeah, Mulov says, we're offering to pay for the book. Large sums of money, but he won't take it. And Sophie retorts and says, that's because the knowledge within is worth more than any sum of gold. It's worth more to me in my order than what these warmongers would do with it.
Can you not both possess the knowledge? Surely you two will not come in conflict.
They sort of shrug and say, these books are not trivial to study and decompose. It would take some time, and very often it can change from one reading to the next.
You're like,
Hence where we are at an impasse here.
So it's not a case of you just take it back to the Temple of Debilis, you store it on one of the shelves, and whoever comes in can just present their card and take it out and bring it back 2 weeks later.
Sophie elaborates and says, yeah, the book is of a magical nature, is my understanding. So it is not some simple mundane text that could be transcribed into multiple copies. It's more for its inherent properties. The knowledge is not simply written on the page, it is weaved into the book itself.
is there perhaps a neutral third person who could become the embodiment of this knowledge that you could then both use?
Well, the problem is that we don't know exactly what type of knowledge is contained within.
So why don't we go and look?
Should you not perhaps gain the book first, and then have this argument?
And Sophie says they are abjectly refusing to accept any other offer besides them leaving with the book, in exchange for gold, of course. I mean, these priests, as much as I may disagree with them and their methods right now, are not simple cut purses or bandits.
I have a question for you two.
Should you not still retrieve the book from these vaults first, and then have this discussion?
Why haven't you two
at the place that I suggested?
Why haven't you two just taken him out and then gone and got the book yourself?
You just explained to the priest.
Well,
Sorry?
The woman looks at you and she says, because, like he said, we are not simple bandits. We do things properly.
But he's just accused you of warmongery, so this is what he'd expect you to have done.
I mean, there's quite a difference between highway murder and war.
Thank you, she says. I wouldn't expect a commoner like him to understand. But
fine.
What did you say, Fluff?
I'm like,
so yes, warmongers get other people to do it.
I'm like, should you not go and retrieve this book first to make sure it is actually even worth this negotiation in the first place?
Well, Sophie says, I am supremely confident that the book is, from my work and cross-references, I'm sure that it is of some note. It's some treatise on the lower planes and the denizens within, but...
Shifty glance goes to Wynne.
From my own quests...
Oh, yes!
experiences with these hidden objects and ruins, and I kind of make a motion towards my empty scabbard. Many of these things are misleading, although they do provide some way forward.
Sophie sighs and says, well, perhaps you're right. Then as a priestess of Nethroth and of you two as Praxius, then I take it that we all have each other's words, that once we acquire the book and have some inkling of its worth, then we'll discuss this further.
That is quite likely the more practical method, I believe.
Well, Sophie seems not entirely happy, but concedes that perhaps this is what must be done. He says, well, it's in the crypt downstairs. We haven't opened it yet. I am the only one that possesses the knowledge on how, but it could be dangerous within. It's been sealed for hundreds of years, but yeah, there's most likely some sort of traps or guardians or undead creatures within.
Probably inevitable. These places are always crawling with giant spiders and other horrifying beasts.
Don't the undead need some sort of animation? What would be animating them?
If it happened long ago, they would still be animated today, though perhaps they are leaderless.
Okay.
He says, well, very well then. And so did all of you walk up the stairs?
Wynne has... Eryn had... She's still unknown.
So he says, well, as for proper introductions, I am Sophie as... Did you told him you were Akra, didn't you?
No, I shouted the name.
Yeah, I introduced myself. Akra Kimbatuul, shake his hand.
And these are Sina and Mulav.
I am Tarron of Clan Norixius.
Very well, and you have more companions downstairs?
Oh, I went upstairs with them.
Okay.
I like Wynne Vacal of Vacal and Vacal.
Our gnome is downstairs.
Yeah, because it's as if
But
every
fine
part
goods.
has a gnome. So our gnome is downstairs. Where's yours?
I'm like, I was not going to give them your name if you did not wish to.
I am not your possession.
Okay. Oh, and when the black-robed man greets you, Wynne shakes your hand, he introduces himself as he speaks in Infernal, which I don't think any of you except Wynne speak.
No.
A pleasure indeed.
I would be surprised.
I would be surprised too, but I never know because I created this character a long time ago.
I do have a weird language, but it is not Infernal.
Eryn knows what you baby.
So you all make your way downstairs to where you were, where there's a splashed puddle and knocked over candlestick.
Now they see Eryn for the first time.
Oh yes, and a gnome as well. A wet gnome.
Press
Imagine
station.
your red hair is matted with water and mud. You look grumpy.
That's the face I do to Akra.
Very well. So you walk down there, go through a couple more crumbling rooms that are devoid of pretty much anything, with most of the wood having broken down or rotted away pretty much to bare stone rooms until you come to a staircase that leads down, which I guess is underneath the staircase on the map.
So that staircase goes up or it goes down, depending on...
It goes up, and then underneath it is a staircase that goes down. Dun dun dun.
Ominous.
Go down. Yep. And at the bottom of the short flight of stairs, just a single flight, there's just a stone doorway with stones built up in between it. And Sophie, he puts his hand on it, and he looks like he's thinking, and rests his brow on it, and says a few words. And he steps back and looks at it, and then he touches it again and says some more words, and then says, "Alright, could two of you help me give this a push? We should be able to knock it down now."
I move forward.
I offer. I'm not the strongest in the world, but...
Alright, make a strength check for me, please.
Pretty respectable.
Yeah, so you guys push, or guy and girl push, and although it's quite difficult, it's solid stone block wall, you still feel it starting to give, and eventually it just collapses inwards, and stones scatter across the ground, revealing a stone tunnel that looks natural, or at least poorly carved out. It's not decorated or anything.
How's the light
It's
down here?
Okay, well, casting light, then you can see that there are some stone steps carved into the ground at intervals wherever the ground gets a little bit steeper, and the tunnel twists around to the right.
We head down the passage. Someone casted light. Someone cast a light on my shield, please. I asked that.
And then I go, for some warning, please.
Casting light.
As a paladin?
I do not have light.
I'm not gonna cast it for you, fucker.
I cast light! I've already said this about 3 times.
I suppose put sunglasses on.
Okay. My shield glows. What color does it glow? Is it just white?
Pink.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that I've literally
I like
only
your
ever
choice.
seen pink and white light. Like nobody ever picks a color other than pink or
I
white.
chose green.
Shield's glowing.
Yeah.
Pink.
I head forward through the cavern.
Okay. Taking point.
No, disco
So you head
ball.
down the low stone steps. You have to duck your head because this would be low even for humans. Probably about a 6-foot ceiling.
Yeah.
As you go down the passageway, Eryn can jump with her hands up and not even have to worry about it in this feeling. It's great.
Let's go, guys!
Suddenly, there's a river of lava. Everyone grab the handholds on the ceiling. Quick.
I grab onto Wynne's legs.
Alright. So you go down sort of almost a complete 360 spiral until you open up. You come out into
What was I doing?
a large room. Okay, these are all 10-foot squares, I guess. So I guess it's not that large. It's a large corridor, and in it there are stone sarcophaguses. There's 8.
We're going that way.
There's 2 passageways going off, well, left and right, and then there's another 2 at the back.
And we came from the bottom, yeah?
Correct.
Everybody be
You entered
very,
like
the
very
bottom square.
quiet.
So we should probably open these up one at a time before we trigger whatever mechanism brings these to life.
Why would you say
Wow.
that?
Metagamey much.
Ah, don't
I hadn't even thought of
desecrate
that.
the
That's a good
dead.
idea. I'll do that now.
I'm like,
What if the mechanism that opens them all up at once is triggered
it
by
is
opening one of
standard
them up?
practice.
Yeah.
It is standard practice to use the dead as defensive mechanisms in sealed tombs.
I
That is a
don't
good
know
point.
where you have been reading this, Akra. What have you come across in your travels?
Th-
Dead
This is
should
traditional
rest.
practice in temples that we leave to, well, if we lay down a temple such that it is abandoned and sealed for all time, it is not uncommon for the dead to be used as a protective mechanism for the
I
holy
don't
ground.
think we make tombs with the idea that they will be abandoned and sealed for all time. This is supposed to be a place where people come to show their respect for the dead.
We are not of the same faith. We do things
Wait,
differently.
Can we go back a bit? Akra, the thing you're saying about being sealed for all time, that would imply that no one's been in here to, say, disturb any of the sacred items that might be around and might be made of gold.
Yeah, and might resurrect these people to come kill us. So we should perhaps ensure that they won't.
Okay, you go do that. I'll make sure that the items are still in place and intact.
Safe. Secure.
Yes, I'll ensure their safety.
Does anyone want to help me open these sarcophagi to ensure
No,
we are not about to be
no,
attacked
that
by
takes an
ghouls?
expert, I feel.
We're disgusting.
Do any of the other two help me? I assume Sophie isn't
Cena,
helping.
Sophie, he doesn't seem disturbed by this idea, but he says, "This is very well if you think that's the best course of action." And Cena just steps forward and she says, "All right, let's get to it." And assume you're standing next to a sarcophagus, like ready to.
Yeah. I'm like, at worst, we just have to decapitate the bodies, which ensures that they do not raise from the dead.
So we just need to open it up.
Okay, so as she starts lifting the lid with you, says, "Sounds like you've been reading too many of those zombie books."
This is standard practice in our temples.
Well, I can
Temples
tell
that
you
read a lot of D&D books.
All right.
now, this is not standard practice for many...
Oh my god, Swift, you're
Tunes.
soaking. What's happened?
You're disgusting. I'm going to turn to the left and walk away. Can I go down here?
What was her god called?
Yes, you can.
Arwith.
Hey.
She's the goddess of life.
Praxius.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, I wouldn't. Under my breath, I'm just kind of like, well, I wouldn't expect Arwith to have much respect for ancestors and the dead.
Huh? Sorry?
You didn't
I
hear
don't
that.
know. I said it under my breath to the person who was opening the sarcophagus with me.
Walking by
Yeah,
you.
well,
Okay.
if you say it loud enough that Cena can hear it, she gives a chuckle. And make a strength check.
Ooh.
It's
That's a bad
really
one.
heavy, and yeah, you guys are having trouble. You might have to get someone else to help.
Can we just
Can I
take
just-
10?
Can I look around and see if I can notice anything interesting, say,
Sorry.
writing or
Yeah,
made
make
of
a
gold?
perception check. Perception check.
Investigation.
Oh, what did he?
Yeah, investigation. Sorry.
Can I
Okay.
investigate my area?
Investigation.
Yes. So you step through Eryn and. Oops, that's the wrong tool.
Jeez.
You find a room with a long stone table. No chairs at it though. But well, there's a stone chair at the head of it. It looks like it would have sat maybe a dozen people either side. And there's corridors going off either way. Or did you? I suppose you cast light on something so you can see, correct?
I can see in the dark.
Yeah. Well, you have low light vision. You don't have dark vision. Like you don't have complete blackness vision.
Yeah, dark vision means like you have vision like dogs and stuff where you can see at night fairly well. But
Because of moonlight.
if it's pitch black, then you're still blind.
Yeah, if there's actually no light, you can see.
Yeah.
Can I cast just a teeny tiny bit of light? Say like a button?
I guess, but it'll still shed light in a 10-foot radius. It'll just be
Yeah.
a smaller object.
Why can't you
I suppose.
control that?
The spell
'Cause
basically turns it
I
into
said
a
so.
torch, whatever you cast it on.
So you can't.
You can make it like red light, so it's less obvious.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that the least obvious of all light colours?
Yes,
I do that.
that is actually real life fact, Amy.
I
know that.
keep going. But Fluff is investigating.
Yes. So your investigation check. You do see in the walls. I'll say yeah.
It's not happening.
On the
It's
left
not happening,
side.
Scare.
Tarron, are you helping or are you just watching?
I helped. It wouldn't budge. I was like, ooh.
Well, fuck this then.
Oh, did you? Oh, did it help? Oh, but you roll something crap.
Yeah.
Well, Cena manages to get a better grip this time and manages to slide the lid off to one side. It's more of a sliding it to the side than lifting it with this incredibly loud grating stone on stone sound that echoes and resonates throughout everywhere. And before I tell you what you find inside, Wynne, you do notice that around the place in a couple of little alcoves, there are bundles of decayed cloth that might contain something interesting. That you'd have to unravel them and investigate. But they look like they're in little alcoves, like placed there, sort of almost
Like,
like
how
a shelf.
how big would these be?
Some of them you'd need 2 hands to lift. Some of them just you could hold in 1 hand.
I'll start poking
And
around
there's-
then.
Yeah, there's maybe a half dozen of them. Inside the crypt, you see the desiccated, almost mummified body of a dehydrated corpse that's God knows how old, and not a great deal else.
Has it been buried with anything?
No. Well, anything that's been buried with doesn't seem to have been anything metal or long-lasting.
So
Like,
basically,
there's lots of dust and just bits of crap in there, but
No weapons, no armor.
it wasn't buried in armor or weapons then. Okay.
Okay. These are probably not defensive guardians, then. We probably do not need to bother with the others. What did Wynne find in her alcove?
inside that little bundle of cloth is... It's just a pile of various jumbled sizes of bones in that cloth. It's one you need to hold in 2 hands, but it looks like not a skeleton, because there's not like a rib cage or a skull, but it's various leg and arm bones and maybe some ribs that are all been bundled up in a sack of cloth.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I mean, I'm sure you know a guy you could sell those to.
Well, yeah, there's
There's
always
a
Bones
demand
McGuire
for bone dust.
who might buy them.
Bone
She's
dust
a bit
is a
of
spell
You
reagent.
don't really want to talk to her though.
Yeah,
She's a bit funny.
Yeah, bone meal. It's like one of the most common ingredients in Skyrim.
Better if it's fresh though.
What is Eryn discovering while we're doing this?
It's a room with a series of wooden cabinets that have fallen. Some of them have collapsed in on themselves. Some of them have fallen over and into just pieces on the ground. And it looks like the decayed remains of cloths within.
Nothing that stands out, like colourful.
No, everything's decayed. Everything, like the clothes are all decayed because they're probably hundreds of years old, is what you've been told, sir.
Okay, I come back over there. And I head here while the others do whatever they're doing.
Okay, what do
I
the
just
others do?
let Siffy lead to somewhere else.
You know,
So,
she
I
chooses
think
the
we
way
should-
that's off the top of the map where Ware can't draw anything.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. Now I gotta press Control A and drag everything over. Sophie says that perhaps everyone should split up, maybe, into 2 groups. Says, I'm sure everyone here is a capable warrior who can deal with anything we encounter.
Very well. I'll head off after Eryn then.
We're looking for a book that could be anywhere within these tombs. Is there? Brilliant. Yeah, that'll work.
Well, it's probably, it says it's probably somewhere of import. Maybe buried with someone, locked in a box or a safe of some sort, an ancient safe. Okay, so you're going off with Eryn. Where are the rest of you going?
Could Amy scribble herself a little red E so I can...
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, everyone put where they are.
Okay, Eryn doesn't even give a shit what was in that room. She just went straight through.
Well, no, because these guys went... I would have been ahead of them, so they wouldn't be in the room yet.
Yeah, I came
well,
after you as you were walking through here.
It's, as you're entering this room, Akra is entering here because that's where she saw you go. So Sophia's going to take those guys that way, along that route. Where are you going? With Akra or?
Let's see.
Never split the party.
Well, really, it's two parties, so...
I'll go, like, down this way, I think, and parallel to them.
Okay.
So Wynne is completely blind.
No, Wynne has... Oh, that's right. There's no light, though.
Do I have anything to light the way?
Well, okay, if you're going to go a different way, one of the three clerics... do you have any torches on your sheet?
Have a look. Oh, I have torch. I do have torch.
I have torch.
Okay. Well, subtract 1 from however many are there.
Right. Okay. So I now have 9 torch.
9 torch. Well, you have 10, but one of them's on fire.
Damn it! I left that one in my pocket.
All right. So you can now see. Everyone can see. Eryn, seeing as you get to the room first, you see a bunch of tables with hammers, chisels, various tools and stuff laid out across the stone top benches, and a few broken down cupboards and the like.
Are these like working hammers? So they would use them for...
Yeah, like a workshop, so not a war hammer or anything like that.
Okay, I investigate this a bit more. It's interesting to me.
Okay, make an investigation check to investigate.
Ha!
Okay. You find so you look around and there's lots of different sets of tools here. So it doesn't look like it was used for manufacturing weapons of war, but doing things like jewelry, like even some carpentry. There's different benches with different stuff on them, but it looks like it served as a quarters for some, that's what I'm looking for, like some guild artisans or something like that.
Can I...
Artesians.
Very artisans.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like saying the word in my head. I'm like, what's that word again? That's how it's spelled. I'll just pronounce it phonetically.
So yeah, I assume like Akra or Tarron and I get in there about then. While she's...
Yeah, so you get in there while Eryn is poking around in there.
Can I take any of these that are in good repair and small, and I could use for tinkering?
Let's see how good quality they are. There's some tools that look like they'd work for the things that you need to do, but there's not enough stuff that you could scavenge a full tinker's kit, but you could get like half of the stuff.
Okay, I'll pack that into my bag.
And she can't walk.
I'm fine now that you took my mace.
It's like she picks up an Allen key and just falls on the ground.
Pies! Drop the pies!
If there looks like there's nothing else in here, I'm like, should we proceed down this leftmost corridor?
Let us.
Then we jump to someone. I guess Wynne, because
you
we have
begin
no idea what the
proceed.
others are doing.
Okay. Yeah, you have no idea what these three are doing there. Fallen somewhere into Roll20. Wynne, as you continue down this corridor. Ooh. So there's a passage that goes left here, but it's blocked by rubble. But then continuing on, there's a passage that goes down, and then here it sort of immediately opens up into a large, ancient, ruined library.
Ooh, and we're looking for a book!
Looking for a book!
Jackpot!
Yeah, it's almost
knowledge in there.
It's almost as if Fluff has this ability to telepathically communicate with people.
Don't you have to touch a willing target?
Oh,
It's just to be able to see them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she can see any of you guys, though.
Shut
Oh.
up! That's not the point.
If I think about them a lot, can I, like, really hard, can I...
No, not unless you priorly like set up a telepathic thing with one of us. In which
So
case,
if I like,
continues
just
until you
stared at
cancel
them
it.
for a long time, then went,
Like if you started
Right, I've got you
talking
now.
into one of our heads, and then you just didn't break that connection, then you could still do it, even though you don't see us.
so I can't like go, found the books, I found the books.
Nope. Well, unless you were already doing that previously.
What
Well, I guess I'm going into the library then.
Okay. So it's rows and rows of bookshelves. Some have fallen over onto each other. There's books and ash and dust on the ground from the centuries of neglect, but a lot of books are still on the shelves, seemingly intact.
Possibly very ancient and valuable.
Ooh.
Possibly.
Why are
She
there
walks
numbers
up with their
on
torch.
Just so I know what to draw.
Very carefully.
This is random
Set
tables.
everything on
Avoid
fire.
burning the books.
She
so
tries to sneak, rolls another one, trips over, sends the torch flying.
She face plants into a book. The book starts eating her head.
Right, okay.
Those lines are bookshelves, and then there's two long tables in the middle. The one right in front of you is still standing. The next one has had its legs broken, and
Wynne knows a few people like that.
yeah, and it also looks like there was a sort of like a mezzanine railing sort of thing around the top, but a lot of that has completely collapsed down as well. So that's sort of the debris that dots the edges around the room.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can just notice anything about this place that looks like it might be more interesting than the rest.
Okay,
Using
do
my something skill.
investigation. Investigation.
Oh,
15's
okay.
not bad. Okay. You do notice that directly straight in front there is a bookshelf where the books seem to be in better condition than most of the other bookshelves around.
Right.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, then.
Okay. We'll flip back over to the other group
Okay.
while Wynne does that. You come into a room which is not too big, but it looks like there's a bunch of stone pits in the ground.
Oh joy.
Not like, no, I mean like carved stone. So there's sort of about 10 feet across, there's two large stone bowls about maybe not even, probably half a meter deep. And then I suppose I didn't draw it high enough, but there's little alcoves. Those are actually supposed to be going in. There's maybe half a dozen little alcoves in the wall with a small hole at the bottom, which you realize is probably like a latrine or something.
So we found basically the
What's
baths.
these large pits?
Baths.
Possibly.
These are the baths. Oh, you do
Nothing
not want to
seems
look
to
down
be
there.
in the big pits.
What's that?
Nothing seems to be in the large pits.
No, it's just carved stone, completely blank. I mean, there's bits of debris and crap and dust and dirt, but there's nothing particularly of note.
Don't bother then.
Where
If
do
it
you
looks this uninteresting, head back down towards the other way, unless someone wants to explore it.
Okay, I assume the marching order is Akra in front, and who's next? Eryn or Tarron?
I'll go second.
First the worst, second the best.
The one with the hairy chest.
Okay.
Good at you, Amy. Good at you.
It's normal for gnomes.
Amy is not amused.
Think what you want.
Just imagine this like
Amazing.
fluffy tuft. Lovely sort of fluffy bit.
So what's in here?
Well, I'll go flip back to Wynne. So Wynne, you're looking over this bookshelf, and you see that it looked like it once had a glass panel on it, and you realize this as you step on the crunchy glass up here, against that one.
Okay.
The glass has fallen out, but the wooden pane sections that once held it are still sort of in place, and it looks like that has helped protect the books for maybe a few dozen years until the glass fell out. But the books in here look in better condition. Still quite damaged, but there's probably 3 dozen books.
I'm gonna pick one up and have a look at it. Look in it, see what's going on.
The book, sort of as you pull it off the shelf, the inside of the book, as you're holding it by the spine, falls out onto the ground and just sort of crushes and shatters, and you're left holding the spine.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, now there are roughly 3 dozen minus 1 books on the shelf.
Poke another book.
That's 47.
I can poke 47 books. I'll have you know.
Okay, this book, it holds together as you pull it out. It's a black, seemingly leather-tomed book, but looking at it, what languages do you speak?
I think it's infernal. and
Any
common,
language
that's
she
it.
likes, she got that ability.
Oh, the
That's
thing.
right. Yeah, but I'll let you know. She can still comprehend the meaning of things, but maybe doesn't actually know what language it's in. Okay, so it's in a language you don't recognize, but due to your mysterious deal with the Eldritch being, you seem to understand the contents of the book. It's a book on horticultural practices
Okay.
regarding the cultivation of various forms of tubers and roots.
Useful.
Susanna and the art of potato maintenance.
Yes. Well, you don't actually know. Well, I suppose you don't know what the title is. You can discern the meaning of, words and stuff. You can gather that the title has something to do with the maintenance of potatoes, but you don't know literally what it says.
Okay.
It is
I'm
still
going
in
to put that one
concept.
as a maybe.
Okay. Well, the table next to you is broken, so you could walk over to the first table and put it there, or just sit it on the ground.
I'll just sit on the floor just now. It's fine. I'll just
Okay.
keep investigating these books, see which ones are intact.
Okay. Yeah, so you grab another book off the shelf, which totally crumbles again as you pull it off. And let me
Are we going to roll for every single one of these books?
No, I'm not going to. And so Wynne's turn. You take book number 17 off the shelf. 2 crumbles into dust. Switching back, you guys go into another room and find yourself in another crypt-type place.
Anything
And
on
there
the
are
walls?
4. The walls are adorned with various carvings and stuff. So it's like the stonework itself is being carved into various interesting shapes.
Is it just like interesting motifs, or is it actually like drawings and shapes? And
Make an investigation check. Like, there are people and animals, like it's of something. But, okay, it seems to be depicting some sort of battle that's happened in like a long past time, depicting some warriors fighting various great beasts.
be cautious of these sarcophagi, and then I move to open one.
Okay, which one do you open?
Start on the far left. Yay!
I'm going to position myself over here. Hi, Eryn. How are you?
Yeah, you managed to slide the lid off quite easily. And inside there is a desiccated body clad in some sort of scale type armor with a long sword at his side.
Nothing else on him that I can see.
No.
What species does he look like?
Another investigation check, I guess. It's
I mean-
humanoid size. I mean, it's not dragonborn. It could be human or elf, I guess. I guess those
I'm
are really
ju-
the only two.
Like, roughly, I'm just like,
Okay.
is it obviously not a dragonborn or a tiefling?
Obviously
or...
not a dragonborn, not
Halfling.
tiefling, not dwarf or halfling. It's human or elf, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I just move on then. Next.
Okay. You open the next one. Same deal. As you start sliding that open, you see another body. This one dressed in what looked like was once a robe that is desiccated away to nothingness. What are the other two you doing? Tarron and...
We're kind of just... Well, I'm standing just watching her go through each...
I'm
like,
mumbling a prayer.
Okay, well, as you're doing that, you notice from the first one that Akra opened, the figure inside begins to get out of the crypt.
Akra.
I look up and I'm like, how like terrified / freaking out are you?
Sounds pretty terrified to me.
Can I cast
Okay,
a
yeah.
spell?
I
Straight away?
draw
I'd
my
say,
sword and
roll for initiative.
Because this is like my reaction as soon as something starts to move, really.
That initiative.
So
That
just you three, because everyone else is elsewhere. Akra got a 6, but 7. You both got 17.
Erin's natural roll was higher, so she goes first.
Okay, and Tarron rolled. What was it?
9.
You guys go first.
Go, Eryn.
Cleric, turn undead.
I'm reading the turn undead thing, thanks. I don't want to use it right now. I'll use my cantrip. Which... Hold on, I need to find it. 1d8 radiant damage. It needs to make a dex saving throw. Does it take any penalties for the fact that it's getting out of a sarcophagus?
It doesn't matter because it fails anyway.
Okay.
Roll your d8 damage.
And undead have vulnerability to radiant damage.
Maybe.
So what does that mean? She rolls twice and takes the biggest.
No, they
Because-
take double damage.
Are you sure is that always a thing? Because it doesn't say on the entry that it has
So,
R7.
I think
Where would
that's
that be? Or would that be at the start of the monster manual? Because this does
Maybe.
actually sound important.
I'm not sure where it would be like all undead have vulnerability.
Yeah. Where's the damage type thing? That's probably in the player's handbook. I'll say that it probably does. I mean, that seems fair enough to me.
I feel like
I know my
that should
smite
be
do extra damage.
a counter to.
I mean, radiant damage is specifically like holy celestial energy that is the opposite of the negative energy of these beings. So I'll say it does double damage.
It doesn't say anything specific for like any class, so it would be under whatever that category is.
Google says
Okay.
many undead are vulnerable to radiant damage.
Yeah, I mean that's how it is classically, but
Yeah, that's what I mean. But whatever, I'll say it. It's fine. Double damage. Okay, your beam of light comes from nowhere, striking this creature as it stumbles out of the crypt and hisses at you. Akra, you go next. Yeah, I'll just house roll it that way, so you can make your turn.
yeah, okay. It's still standing, seems mostly intact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stab it with my sword. And if it hits, we'll see. Yeah. So I'll hit it with my sword and do my divine smite then.
Okay.
So it's probably dead. It's dead.
Really?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, divine smite does 2d8 extra damage, and because it's undead, it does an extra d8.
Okay. How much damage did you do? 26?
Yes, in total.
It is... You deal it a nasty slash across its section, midsection, which would probably send blood spurting out everywhere were it still alive. But it does not fall over. It's certainly looking pretty unhappy with how this is going.
No.
But
My sword explodes with, like,
yes,
a
it
bright
brings its,
red light as it hits it.
yeah. With an anger in its eyes, it brings its sword down on you. And what's your AC? Something
19.
ridiculous. Why did I close the page of the monster that I'm currently dealing with?
I don't know.
I am not a clever man. It hits you.
Really?
Yeah.
Impressive.
It literally rolls 19 total. You take 7 damage and have to give me a con saving throw.
Oh, I'm not good at those. And I fail.
Okay, your max hit points go down by 7.
Oh, it has that.
I will say it's not permanent though. It's not
Yeah.
like 2E where it's like forever, but
Don't tell him that! The suspense!
I know how the mechanics work,
yeah, he knows. There's nothing.
Oh,
5E
well, you
doesn't
didn't.
do that stuff.
so I'll say have my temp back. I'll just put my temp HP as whatever my reduced max is.
-7.
Yeah.
Or does it? If you put -7, does it calculate?
Oh,
I mean, it's just a different category you can put things in. So I'll just put -7 in that box.
don't say that in the future.
And
I
you
want
do
to be carried along.
Okay, I can do that. I mean, I've done that before, but all right, it's your
He
go,
could
Tarron.
give us leprosy.
Alright.
It's true.
What does that have to do with...
Acid splash missed.
Misses and eats into the stonework of the coffin it had just climbed out of. Eryn? Well, actually, no, before we do the next initiative round, let's flip back over to Wynne.
Who's still pulling books off the bookshelf.
So anyway, so we
Blissfully
come from this scene of this zombie creature getting slashed across the chest and stabbing Akra with life leeching out of her to Wynne, just going back over, just, potatoes. Putting that book down, getting another one.
Ooh, glass making.
I've just sort of got myself sort of settled there now. I'm going through them.
Okay. You go through another half dozen books that crumble, and you get another half dozen on top of that that don't crumble, but are on various topics to do with ancient history. I mean, there was ancient history of the time a few hundred years ago that to deal with the kings and queens of some land and great battles fought and blah blah blah. Those were not sitting directly next to the potato cultivating book, I should point out.
I know, but you can sell those.
I don't think you need to tell Wynne that she can sell stuff.
Well, she might not have decided that the potato ones was worth selling, but ancient history books.
She specifically set aside the potato
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like dusting
the
off,
baby
going, yeah,
file.
these'll do, yeah.
Hmm.
Stack of books there.
As you turn around with this next particular book, which was about the queen of some land to the north about 500 years ago from whenever this book was written, you hear some noises and see in the doorway a skeleton with a mace in its hand, slowly just trudging its way over towards you.
We're all gonna die.
I go to. I don't suppose you'd be interested in some book repairs.
Let me see. Pretty sure they don't speak. That is not what a skeleton would sound like.
This is it scratching. I don't know what the sound of scratching bone is. Surely
Bone
it's,
scratching bone. It's kind of like a grating sound, like you doing your nails.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It does not appear to answer, and it's just slowly is walking towards you. What would you like to do? I suppose you should roll with your initiative, but
I'll take that as a no.
very possibly.
I'll give it a bit of an eldritching, I think.
Very well.
A bit of a blasting. See how it takes to that. Right.
That
Cool.
definitely hits it. And did Fluff get the thing that knocks things back or something?
I can't see a character sheet, so.
I thought that
Can
comes
I?
later.
She hit level 2, so she got to pick 2 of them, but I don't remember which ones
If I remember,
she has.
she picked
There was the languages one.
And the
Well, how much
top-
damage was that? I'm looking at a character sheet.
So,
7.
7 force.
did she crit
yeah.
with the 23? Or do you only crit when
No.
it's
Yeah,
green?
natural 20.
Natural.
You have to roll a natural 20
Oh.
to crit. You give this skeleton a good solid blast, and its arm, not the one carrying the mace, is blown clean off, as well as a couple of ribs. And it then determinedly, as if nothing has even happened, walks over to you and takes a swing at you with this mace, which you deftly duck to the side of.
I was thinking it walks over to me and takes a swing with the mace. Like, would
Yeah.
I really be just standing there waiting for it to
No,
get to me with
you're
this
not.
mace?
I mean, yeah, I assumed when I say that there's obviously some movement. Like, you don't literally just stand still, Eldritch Blast, and then just stand there. But
And wait for it to hit you. It's your turn. Come on.
Yes.
Come on, hit me.
Oh,
Yes,
Right, that's my go.
face combat. So come on.
you can take a move around. I mean, where you are, there's the table in front of you is collapsed, so you can't really, use that to sort of.
Can
juke
I
your way.
leg it?
Yes, you can.
I would like to do so then, please.
Okay, so you can. Oh god, all these sheets are in front of my thing, and I can't see anything.
You can
Help.
use your action to disengage, which means you don't get an attack of opportunity, and then you can move 30 feet, which means it'll be able to close with you next turn. But you can move 60 instead,
What
but it'll
about
get an attack of
expeditious
opportunity.
retreat?
Yeah, you can. That makes you run faster. You don't need. You can tell. There's enough room in the library where it's standing that you can run around the ruined tables and out into the hall without worrying about it attacking you on the way out.
Okay.
I can't find where. Or maybe it's under class. I can't find where those things live. Anyway, yeah. So you could. So the skeleton's
What are
just
you
above.
looking for?
Just to see what your other ability things were. So yeah, you move
Yeah, they're at the end of the warlock section.
this way. I think I'm doing double the distance, whatever's on here. So yeah, that's 30 feet.
Okay.
Very well. And we'll flip back over to the other group now. Eryn, it is your turn.
You didn't want us to roll initiative again?
No, you keep the same initiative
Okay.
in 5th.
Yeah, I'll do radiant damage again. So, Dex.
Mm-hmm. It fails.
Oh.
You smite this creature with a mighty blast of radiant energy,
But I was...
searing through it. Its bones start to glow, and what flesh remains starts to boil as it hisses out some words in a language that none of you speak.
Really?
And it just collapses.
Okay.
What languages do you guys speak?
I have 4.
Elven and Sylvan and Draconic and Common.
Damn it, if I'd been there, I could have figured out what it said.
Actually,
Probably
I don't think
fuck
I know.
you.
Yeah, I don't
it
know
has-
Elven.
Isn't
Common,
it written?
Draconic,
though?
and Sylvan.
No,
It
it
is
said,
not.
look, it says, hang on, I'll find it.
Not the comprehend languages spell. It's the class feat thing. I can look it up.
No, I was thinking I could do the comprehend languages.
Yeah, if you had cast comprehend languages, yeah, so you could have. Yeah, actually, you could have like all of the language understanding abilities, really.
Well, you know, it helps when you've got a patron like mine.
Oh yeah, no, I mean totally. You can understand pretty much anything.
Is that a spell or is it recastable?
It's this
She has one is a spell. She has a spell comprehend languages, and then also a passive ability that lets her understand any languages, like read any languages.
Wynne, would we have discussed that you
And that is
are
yeah,
capable of
is
this?
literally it says you can read all writing. That is literally the description. And then there's
I
also the
don't-
spell comprehend languages.
I don't know if we've actually talked about this.
I think
In
only the
character.
telepathy thing came up in character.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Just I mean in general on our travels, if we had discussed language at all. No, I wouldn't know that you can
I
do this,
don't know.
so I won't pay
don't
particular
know.
attention to what it's saying then, and try to.
Well, your Wynne isn't there, so it's a bit
No,
of a
I
moot
was going
point
to try
anyway.
and remember what it said and then re-say it to her if I knew.
I mean, you could do that and ask her to cast the spell and try and say those words back. You'd have to make some sort of intelligence check to accurately be able to recall the words in a language you don't speak, but
I can try. It's not common, gnomish, draconic, or dwarvish, is it?
nope.
Or Sylvan.
Nope.
Just a flat intelligence check? That's
Well,
the same as
in-
investigate, isn't it?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, just do investigation. Damn.
I work well.
Crit
under
that
pressure.
shit. I mean, 20 was the DC to do it, so well done.
Yay!
Okay, so what do you three do now?
I suggest that we.
Eryn killed this one, right?
Yes.
I strike at the thing in the coffin behind me.
Okay.
Because if that one came alive, this one's probably gonna rise in a second.
You give it a good solid stab. I mean, it's not moving, so
Not yet.
with a 23, you can just you hear the crack of its spine sever.
Woohoo.
And the dead cleric that I'm standing next to.
That's the one that just got stabbed.
Oh.
We've only opened 2 of the sarcophagi.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought we'd opened the third one. And the
I thought
third
you
one
meant
had
I
the.
was dead.
Yeah, he stabbed you in the back. Your spine
Oh,
just broke.
I missed that. I was too busy concentrating on.
Yeah, it was possessed by the devil.
I'm gonna go off and go, Dad?
Actually, wait, yeah, was it your mother or your father that was the devil? Or a devil?
I'll go with my mum. Yeah.
Okay. That's just,
Yeah.
yeah, not particularly relevant. Or is it?
That's the.
Maybe someday.
And
And then
Okay.
I'll go over to the third sarcophagus. When
open
you
it?
move back around. Yep, push it over. Stab whatever's in it.
Okay. We'll make a roll to hit.
Because it's prone, it's just a straight up. It hits automatically.
Yeah, with an 8, with that roll, you can crit automatically. And this one, which is also dressed in armor, just in leather armor, with a blade at its side, you give it a good crack straight through the skull, which shatters.
I'm worried about the
into
others.
dust.
I'm going back.
And I'll go to the fourth one real fast.
I kind of tell Eryn, hold on. Probably won't be safe to go alone. Let her finish up here, and we'll go.
Here, take this.
I really didn't want to say that, but
Gives me his hand.
Well,
Eventually I'll open it and then crash it.
okay, well, when you open that one, so Eryn, you've gone off, and Tarron, did you stay or did you go?
if I stay, there will be trouble.
Shut up, baby.
If you go, there will be
No more singing.
It's the first time I've
I
sung.
wasn't singing, I was just talking.
I'm gonna go with her.
I'm just kidding, Amy. You can sing all you want. Okay, well, Akra, you struggle to open this last one, and then as you manage to push it off, an arm reaches out and grabs at you, or attempts to grab at you, but misses. And you see the flash of steel inside the sarcophagus. As another creature attempts to rise up.
And I yell, I'm like, there's another one!
Close the
All right.
sarcophagus. Close the sarcophagus.
Yeah, sorry, they
then
can't hear you. They're like 300 meters away around corners.
No, we're not.
And then
All of you roll for initiative.
All of us again?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys can hear.
Ew.
Oh.
Oh.
That's right, it didn't roll very well either.
Don't forget, it's still got to climb out of the sarcophagus.
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
just
a
prone,
action.
so I get an advantage.
Has to take its lid all the way off, doesn't it? Isn't
Yeah.
it just like...
Yeah.
So, who goes first?
Akra.
Excellent. Slash down.
Okay.
And I get advantage because it's prone,
Sure.
which is very helpful.
That does hit.
Then that, and I use my second spell slot to do lots of extra damage.
So 19?
So,
Okay, it does not die, but you hit it and it sort of gets knocked down back into the crypt and rolls out of the other side of it, basically. Eryn, what are you going to do when you hear Akra cry out?
I guess I'll run back. While yelling, Tarron find Wynne.
And
You're
speaking
smart.
of that, so Eryn, you can run. What's your move speed?
25.
Okay, if you do a full round run, you can get back to here, or maybe about here.
And then she can take an action? After
No, that's if you use all your turn to run.
Alright.
Okay.
And Tarron, you can do the same thing because these distances are doubled. Your move speed's what, 30 feet?
Yeah.
So double that, so you can get to. I assume you're going back to the main room to start with.
Well, I probably would have gone maybe up here-ish. Yeah, that way. Yeah.
Yeah, up here.
Well, it depends. I would have gone...
Because if you want to go through the bottom one, you only get to around here.
No, but I was going to go to the top part.
Oh, well, okay,
Go
then
this route. So there would... So I'd be like around here-ish, wouldn't I?
Yeah, we'll put you there. Okay.
Oh.
And speaking of Wynne, what did you do after you started running?
I ran some more. And
ran some more?
shouted, "Skeletons! Skeletons!"
Okay, what ends up happening is that Tarron runs into the room. Are you shouting for Wynne, or?
Me?
I run around the corner
Yeah, you.
straight into him.
No, I'm not taking a shout. I'm just kind of rushing to... Because I knew
Okay.
which direction she went, and we're only here, so...
You were yelling, right, Wynne?
Yep.
So you hear Wynne before she comes running around the corner, and you both meet each other in between these sarcophagi in the main room, with Wynne yelling about a skeleton and Tarron huffing and
Ugh. Okay, well, they've got their own problem with the skeleton. And so there's a giant penis being drawn in purple.
It's just a
Well,
swimming
Amy,
cap. gosh.
It looked like a bell end. Sorry.
And now it's on fire.
It's a
Gross.
skull.
Oh well. So converse, sort things out.
Yeah, so they've got their skeleton. They sent me to try and find you. You've got your skeleton. Let's deal with that. Come on. Level-headed.
Okay.
Level-headed general. That's me.
All right. We flip back over to Akra and Eryn.
I guess it went before we go again.
Well, it's got to climb
no,
out, hasn't it? Stuff.
You're first in. Oh, it hasn't had an attack yet. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess it
No.
yeah,
Hold on. It went Akra who hit, Eryn who moved.
yeah. I skipped it and let you go by accident.
Yeah, so therefore... No, well...
Well, it climbs out of the crypt and takes a swing over the top of it at you.
Do I
Akra,
get an
but-
attack of opportunity when it climbs out?
No, because it did that already. It's part of your thing. No, it takes a swing at you, trying to reach over, but misses. Oh yeah, how much damage did you do? Because I haven't subtracted that yet.
19, he did.
19. Awesome. And now it is your go, Akra.
Well, I'm out of my super crazy stuff.
Hit it with your sword.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best thing I can do. Oh,
Aw.
I don't have advantage, right?
Oh.
Can I reach you? No, that's not.
You could get to melee range with the creature if you really wanted.
No, it's just a
You're close
guidance.
enough.
It's an ability check though, so it doesn't matter. I don't want to get with.
So what do you do?
Melee range. I'll just cast my.
You can get close enough to touch Akra, but be outside of range of the creature if you want.
Yeah, but he's not just doing an attack. I can give him guidance, which helps with an ability roll, but that's it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So just damage. Does it hit the dex?
oh, you're doing that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it passes.
Really?
So I think it takes no damage.
Yeah.
The
no.
DC is 12, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only
Okay.
12?
Yeah, she's
Oh,
only
it's
got...
set in the ability. Yeah. Okay. So Tarron and Wynne.
How
You
about-
guys.
No, because she's leveled up, so did her proficiency go
No.
up one when she leveled up?
Or is it part of the spell? Is it just DC 12 in the spell description?
No, it's based on her stats.
Proficiency. Yeah, so it's plus proficiency plus wisdom modifier
So,
would make it DC 13, which is still beats.
okay.
Why did my proficiency go up?
It
It
doesn't.
did.
It didn't. Wait, so hang on, it's 8 plus proficiency plus stat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proficiency is 2, stat is 3. 8 plus 2 plus 3 is 13.
No, my
Oh, I
stat
thought
is
she
2.
had- 2, so it's 12. Mine's...
Oh, is it only... Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
12.
Okay, so then it's DC 14, which it still beats, so... sorry, DC 12, yeah. Oh, so it is 12.
Yeah.
Silly me. Either way, it rolled a natural 16, alright? So,
Okay.
it's fine.
I just thought I'd miss something with leveling up again, but it's
No. No, it's alright. You don't have to change that much stuff. So Tarron and Wynne, what do you do?
Where is the skeleton?
No, I'm not.
You have one though. Inside.
Where is the skeleton?
Skeleton was inside you all along. Dun dun dun.
What is the
Wynne,
what
where
is the
was it?
what is the current location of the skeleton?
Win.
He's talking to you.
She's too scared.
It was in that room over there. There's a room over there.
There's a room over there.
Firstly, in news, there's a room over there. Secondly, there's a skeleton in said room.
Okay, I'm going to go to here.
Thirdly, skeleton is not friendly.
Where is? Can I see this? Or well, I'll get to the corner. There we go. Go there. Look around the corner. Can I see the skeleton?
Yes.
Where is it?
There. So it is about 30 feet away.
I'm going to cast an acid splash upon it.
Cast your acid splash.
12.
Super effective.
I don't think that hits. Why do you have to roll awkward numbers that I actually have to open the book up to have a look?
Why do you not still have this page open?
Well, I have too many pages, so I can't bookmark all of them.
Why can't I just roll decently? Fuck's sake, these are my last few rolls. I've just got a 4 for the previous bloody initiative.
You want me to keep one of these pages open for you so I can just tell you the number?
No, it's alright. I think I just need to invest in, like, multiple bookmarks. And also learning the alphabet really would help.
You can also
that
just
doesn't
use, like, scraps of paper.
That's true, but I have to find some. No, your acid splash misses. And the skeleton closes the distance with you and takes a swing with its mace.
I reaction shield. I have 18
Well, I
AC.
rolled 4, so...
Oh. I have to start telling you my reaction, don't I? That's how it works.
Yeah.
You can
you do.
choose to use it until you know if it hits or not.
Yeah, so he said it swings. It swings. I say I use it. He says it misses. I'm like,
No, like, you can be like... He can say it hits, and then you have your reaction activate. But you don't know what he rolls. So you use your reaction, and it might help you. But you don't have to use it until you know it at least hits.
Okay, so but the thing is, he's already told me it was a 4 instead of saying he missed. So Ware needs to learn.
So in
I've used my
days,
shield.
it's all Ware's
Okay.
fault,
I've used my
and
shield.
this totally won't make
Just-
him kill you.
I think we should blame Amy. Really.
Yeah.
Do you,
Blame Amy
Amy,
campaign.
Do you disagree?
Blame me.
Well,
Clearly not.
Blame me.
wait, Wynne, can you roll initiative? I don't have you on the thing. I'll
Oh.
give you a turn now, though, so...
What's my initiative again?
Just
plus
roll
2.
the hit. Just I'm gonna shout,
Oh.
shoot her!
So I
Okay.
need Wynne at least on the thing, so...
Oh,
I mean, yeah, you have a turn now, so you can take an action, but I would just put you on the thing as well.
the initiative.
Plus 2. There's no
Right.
button to press. Just D20 plus 2.
I like
Yeah, you can
buttons.
press it.
Buttons do a good thing.
I suppose just doing a dexterity check would work, wouldn't it? But yeah, 19.
Yeah, it's-
Only
is.
sometimes.
19. Fluff does significantly better than the rest of you.
Right.
She now.
That actually
so,
works
yeah.
in the turn order.
It's all the book learning I've been doing just now.
Yeah. So
About
you
potatoes.
take, yeah. So you actually take your action now, and then
Take
you'll
2.
get another action.
2
So you get
actions.
2. Because I didn't put you in before.
The Eldritch Blast again?
When in doubt, Eldritch Blast. I think it's,
So this is the
Warlocks
way the
are.
warlocks work, yeah. And then
I even see it in roleplay. They're like, just Eldritch Blast.
19. I reckon that's a hit.
That was her initiative.
No,
Don't
she
try
rolled
and
19 again.
Oh,
and
it
then-
just didn't come up.
And then
1 force damage.
It loses a tooth.
Yeah, exactly. Its head snaps back a bit as it loses a tooth, and you get another action, so you can Eldritch Blast again if you want.
Yay! Eldritch Blast.
Literally
Okay,
4 times the damage.
Alright, I'm imagining this being like a double fist thing, like you throw out one hand and a blast comes out, and then you throw out the other hand and another one flies out. Both of them hit, one causing its head to snap back as a tooth flies off, the other hitting it again in the head, and the whole head flies off this time. And the body...
No, it's not a double hands thing, it's finger guns. Bang, bang.
I like that.
tooth goes flying off, head goes flying off.
And I go,
Finger guns, and the skeleton collapses.
Ooh!
Yes, Wynne just finger gun Eldritch blasted the skeleton that was chasing her.
And she's like,
That's what I said just now.
I missed
That's
it!
right.
Sorry, I was reading chat.
Oh, you know what'd be great is then if she like goes on her fingers. Wouldn't that be funny, guys?
Anyways, we loop around to me in
Yes.
deadly combat with A significantly stronger skeleton.
It attacks.
Well, this one has bits of flesh on it.
I like to point out this is the whole reason I went to support Wynne was because Eryn told me to.
It's fine.
Sure.
It's fine.
It'll be fine. Sure.
If I touch it to cast Cure Wounds,
You have to make it roll to hit.
yeah, how does the attack roll work on that one?
But no dexterity.
Do your spell attack. Do a spell attack, which is your proficiency. So it's D20 plus proficiency plus spellcasting ability.
Okay. I think that's actually better. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
It has no effect
Jesus
on undead.
Christ.
No, cure. Basically, it's the opposite on undead. It does damage.
Cure Wounds says it has no effect on undead or constructs.
No, they changed it.
They changed it.
Well,
Oh.
I'm house ruling it that I like it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause and cure are opposite. You reach out and it deftly steps to one side, surprisingly light for an undead being. Eryn?
Shoot her.
I'm just changing the spell then. Does it work for constructs as well?
No, it wouldn't work on constructs. At all. Unless it was like a flesh golem, I guess.
Okay. I'll do my cantrip again. Please.
Okay.
Does it lodge at 12?
It does.
Oh.
Oh wait, no. I thought it was like 12 attack. It does. Anyway. Okay. So Tarron, you're moving back. Skeleton is ripped. Wynne, what are you doing? Following Tarron or going elsewhere?
I just we've got to go back and help them.
I
Back.
was like looking at the skeleton and its mace and stuff and seeing if there's anything worthwhile there. But I'll go with Tarron, I guess.
The mace is in working condition, but it's a little bit nicked and rusty and old, you know. But you could probably sell it if that's what you're after.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
You take the mace.
Yeah.
Add it to
Okay.
your sheet. It weighs like 8
Make sure you
pounds.
Make sure you write it down. Yeah, how much does a mace weigh? Someone who has
4.
it.
Oh no, it's 8 because Amy's mace was 4 because it's a half size mace because she's half size.
Okay.
I can just look.
Yeah.
Mace is 4 pound.
Alright, so
So you go. Noted on your equipment section. And
Oh god, did we lose where? Yep.
How much was it? How much did it weigh again?
4.
4
4.
lubus.
4 lubs.
Helps. Lips.
What time is it in Wareland at the moment? So he's bang on 12 hours ahead of us.
Does he not have to go?
Yeah,
and
doesn't
do
he hit
something?
midday? Mine. So it's 11. Wasn't slow.
In some ways, it'd be much easier if we just all used the same numbers and accepted we'd all have different actual times of day that were normal for us.
I actually do agree with that wholeheartedly.
But I don't know where you'd say was the place that had the.
I reckon we should go with where 0 is currently.
my computer.
That's because it'd be easier for us.
Blue
Okay, mate.
screen.
So you're on your
the
phone.
blue screen.
Yeah, I'm on my phone just to tell you guys that a blue screen, so I'll just be 1 sec. For
Okay.
a couple of minutes. Get my stuff reopened. Be back.
So not only does Skype go down, Where's computer gets destroyed.
I'd like to go to bed some point
I'd like
this
to
week.
say it is probably his fault. Now on.
Blame where? Oh dear.
Did he?
Probably mention that.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that, but it doesn't matter.
I don't remember that either, but I believe it.
I got his hair.
I don't remember anything I say, Amy. Come on, you should know. You should know that.
Who are you?
Yeah, it's like that never happened, Amy. That's bullshit.
Something about things.
My God, phone, stop it.
Yeah.
So it hit me, it did damage, and then...
Then it tried to grab
Tarron.
you and missed.
And Wynne go next.
Well, Eryn is after you.
Yeah, and she did a thing, and it missed, and then it did its stuff, and then Tarron and Wynne are doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
Tarron,
okay.
what are you doing?
Well, I think I followed Tarron after I picked up the mace, so I'll be around here or something.
It looks like Fluff. I know Fluff isn't frozen, but I am. Am I frozen on that string? Or am I just sitting very still?
You're frozen.
Oh no, I moved. My head moved. It's fine.
You're frozen on mine.
You're frozen.
Everyone is frozen on mine.
It's just special. So, yeah. Whose go is it then? I can't even remember.
Tarron and Wynne.
Tarron and Wynne, what do you
I
guys
just
do?
ran. I ran. Are we doing a running again?
Yeah, it's your next turn. So Wynne runs to you. Yep. So Tarron, you get up to the entrance to see Akra and Eryn engaged in combat with this undead creature.
And not enough time to do anything else.
No. So then we switch back around to Akra.
I guess I hit it with my sword. I guess that probably hits.
Yeah, that is.
Woo! 7 whole damage. To
Okay.
these significantly more dangerous creatures.
Yeah. To the part where I realized I had actually been accidentally nerfing it the whole time. Should go me. Eryn, what will you do to this creature?
My cantrip again, please.
This. It passes. Get wrecked. Natural 19.
Also, make sure you aren't muted, Amy.
I'm not.
Okay.
Very good. The creature then makes another long sword swing at you. Rolls a 1, misses. Makes a grab at you and misses again.
It rolled a 1. Shouldn't it roll on its failure?
It did, but I'm only going to do stuff if it's a double 1, because 5th edition doesn't have crit fumbles, but I'll make a special exception if you roll a 1 on your save.
Okay. So that goes to me. And I'm actually going to... I'm seeing that you guys are taking a little bit more with it, so I'm going to hit with a chromatic orb. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. You're not. And Wynne, do you just continue to run up after Tarron? You're a little bit behind from searching the skeleton's body.
Should maybe I should just go to this corner and shout on them because I knew they went that way. See if I can get them to come through.
Which way?
Uh,
Oh, to the other people.
yeah.
Okay, so you would have probably gone, yeah. Okay, so that you go into this room and you don't see anyone in there. There is a passageway that heads off up and to the right. Another one to the right. This room seems to be some sort of chapel type place, it looks like. There's lots of seats. There's what looks like religious iconography around. You can make a religion roll if you really want to know what it is, but...
I could try, I guess. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
any good at that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
It's on your skills. Just click the little button doodly.
Religion.
Did you just say buttony doodly?
I think you did.
Dibbly doubly.
You recognize some of the symbols as being from Akra's temple that you visited just a few days ago.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's stone benches and some altars and the stuff, and no sign of the other two. And did you say you were calling out to them?
Yeah.
You don't hear an answer back.
Okay, well I just turn and go back then.
Okay. Flipping back over to your other lot. Akra?
Try and take this thing out.
Nope.
Does
mind.
not happen.
Could I talk before she makes an action?
Yeah.
Sure, what do you want to say?
Wait. One moment. Wait until I've, I can help you, basically.
Wait until I can help you.
Just wait
Wait,
until
I
I
can
have
help you.
attacked it, please. This may help.
I
I want
mean,
you to delay your turn.
Luck roll. Yeah, why not? Okay, Akra can delay your turn. You don't make that attack. So,
Woohoo.
Eryn, it is your turn.
Can I please cast Guiding Bolt? I was trying to look up how a ranged attack spell works, like what modifiers or whatever.
It's your proficiency bonus plus ability modifier, like almost everything else.
So it's
In
the
fifth.
same as the...
No.
You roll a
Save.
d20, and then you add
Proficient.
+2, and then +2 again.
So plus
Did you-
d20 plus 4.
I've never
But
done
yes,
this, so
you're-
sorry. I've never had to roll anything this way. Oh, good. Never mind.
Your guiding bolt was not guided very well and misses.
Okay.
It scorches
But I
some
get
of
to
the
make an
iconography
attack
in the
again.
background. Yeah, now you make your attack.
13?
That does not hit. Nope.
Getting wrecked.
Yeah. Again, it makes an attack, hitting you with its long sword.
Told you
Taking
I told you
9
18
damage.
AC wasn't high.
It's 19, and it is really high.
It's not. This creature is wrecking you.
Yeah, it must be rolling stupidly well.
Or maybe just happened to roll a natural 19 then. Who knows?
Yeah.
So you take 7, and it makes another attempt to reach out at you, but doesn't succeed. Tarron.
All right. I'm going to. I can't waste my last spell on chromatic orb, so I'm going to have to go. 17.
That it does indeed hit with whatever you
Is
were
that Thor?
acid splash.
Yeah.
This pair is so beautiful.
For a whole 3 damage.
Woo.
Okay, very good. And Wynne, what would you like to do? So you're coming back, aren't you? You're running.
Yeah. Running.
So you get to around there. The next turn you'll be able to be in the same room as them and do something.
Okay.
If we're all alive.
Akra?
I heal myself for 10
Okay.
with
It
lay
is
on
done.
hands.
And Eryn?
How bad does this look? Like, I know it's hard to judge from undead, but how damaged does its body appear to be?
It doesn't look like it's about to fall apart, but it doesn't look like it's... I mean, it's got a bunch of nasty blows, but it's not going to collapse any second now, either.
I'll try Guiding Bolt one more time.
D20 plus 4.
Oh.
That hits.
Oh! 48 radiant damage, wasn't it?
46.
46.
Oh, was that what hit
Jesus.
Anatolia in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, this shit sucks. Well, for the creature.
And it's radiant damage.
36
Yep.
damage.
Because of the fact that it's radiant damage, you send your bolt flying straight into this creature's chest. And what does it look like when it just literally explodes from the radiant energy?
I guess whatever an undead corpse looks like when it literally explodes from radiant energy.
Very, very descriptive.
He's asking you to
Rewording the
describe
question.
your spell.
But I haven't actually used Guiding Bolt before.
Yeah,
Keep it.
so-
Good. I reckon, based on the
Sorry.
description, a flash of light will streak towards the creature of your choice within range.
No,
I reckon that was
no,
what
it's actually quite beautiful.
Rainbow.
It's
Rainbows.
Care Snare.
it looks like glass when it is being formed. Right? So lots of
Yeah.
glass. It does have that radiant blah, beam, but speckled
Yeah.
through it, it looks like there's globs of molten glass kind of swirling around, and it comes down. And I suppose it might suck into
Very
its
cool.
body and then
This undead soul.
yeah.
The creature has gotten dead. Just as Wynne arrives back at the room with,
Hi guys, I'm ready to help!
holding a mace and an armful of books.
I like skid into the room.
I like that image of skidding in with like a mace. You're trying to shove it in your backpack, and then you've got an armload of books.
I haven't actually put the books on my inventory, thinking about it. How many? Half a dozen, was it?
So yeah.
We need to find the others.
I have like corrupt black tendrils going up one of my arms where it looks like my flesh is desiccated.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks painful.
I'm like, we need to head to the others.
I'm looking at it going, oh, I like it. Looks good on you.
Have you tried not having dark black kind of tendrils going up your arm? I hear that would help.
I got rid of half of them. I'm out of healing otherwise. We need to go find the others. Looking real quick, there were no books in any of these sarcophagi, right?
No. None
Was
in these
there
ones.
anything else in there?
In the crypts?
Yeah.
Just some ancient weapons and armor. They were buried. I mean, do you frisk the corpses?
Of course.
Okay, one of them has a religious pendant under it.
Oh, yoink. Oh, while I'm doing that, I sort of say over my shoulder to Akra, oh yeah, there's a room out there. It looks like your temple.
I'm like, convenient.
Yes. You roll a 20. So what are you guys going to do now? Where do you go?
I want to check out
Head
the
off
other
to find the
guys.
others.
Yeah.
They must be pretty far by now. Oh god, don't know.
Unless they're dead.
Yeah, or we could probably find them next week.
Shh, Spirit. We need to decide if they're alive
The
or dead.
pendant that you got, Fluff, it was a section of some sort of blade, maybe from a dagger, that had been like welded or fused onto a fine steel chain. There's some ancient, almost black blood stain on the surface of the blade.
Sounds lovely.
It does, doesn't it? Okay, so sorry, where were you going? I know I just asked the question.
We're going after the others.
Okay, so do you go back? So all of you head back to the chapel room,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which Akra, you can see that this was. The hell was that? Hang on a sec.
Explosions!
Yeah, I think it's my LED lights must be dying or something. Well, I heard a... Yeah, did you guys hear that pop?
Yep.
And all of... Yeah, the lights that I was using around my room to stay... They all just suddenly dimmed. Nothing seems to be on fire.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, I hear being on fire is generally bad, so good.
Okay, seeing as you guys can see behind me, if you see the fire before I notice it happen, please do.
Okay.
Did anyone else see that fire behind him?
Shush.
Okay, whatever. So which way do you decide to go, left or right?
You're saying that he saw Akra saw something in the room, and then something exploded. So,
I saw that it was a temple of my god.
oh, okay. So Necros.
Yeah. The theme is very different. The theme style, all of that, very different to what you're used to. But the iconography, while different to what your holy symbol is and the specific symbols your temple uses, are clearly of Nethra.
I do not know anything special about this area.
Can I try?
But you can tell that much. Yeah, you can try. It'll be pretty hard. I mean, anyone can try. That's the beauty
You
of
sure
the
I
game.
didn't have advantage on that? Because it's my
I'm
god?
sure.
Eryn now knows less about religion than when she started.
You've actually forgotten the name of Akra's god, and you don't want to say anything about it because it would be awkward to ask, so you're just hoping that Akra brings it up again so you can pretend that you never forgot.
And you're like, what's the name of this necromancer called again?
No, I don't even mention it. I just kind of go,
Very interesting.
It's red.
Where? I think you should have given her advantage on that roll.
You know, I think you're right. Seeing as she knew that it was that god and it's not her usual one, you're right.
Oh, gosh. Okay, without metagaming, I'm gonna go north.
Just so you know, because those names are sitting there doesn't mean they're in that room. I just moved them out of
Yes.
the way. That was literally like the edge of the screen here, remember? So I couldn't put them on the
No, it's
right.
not the edge of the screen.
I want to
it's
go to
there.
82.
It's over
82
here.
is a bigger number.
It was. I moved it. I just dragged everything over.
Oh. Never mind.
See, if you look at the left, you see the rooms again. Yeah, Amy.
Sorcery.
I'd just head to the top room anyway.
Metagame. Get eaten by something. I'm not even going to tell you what.
I want to go this way because they're all metagaming, so I want to go this way.
It's not metagaming, it's literally in the next room next to me.
It's arbitrary. Okay, let me check. Wait. which one was 2 and which one was 82?
One
So
has
you
an
all... No, it is not
There's
an
a name
armchair.
for it.
It's not an armchair, that's
saying
on table.
armchair.
Yeah, armchair on the general furnishing and appointments table. A 2 is an armchair. Okay. You enter a large room, which the people are not in. And it's lined with lots of tables, beds, chests, and the like. It looks like it was once a barracks. And there's lots of cabinets with rusted metal weapons in them, and racks on the walls. The place is full of weapons, basically. Weapons and beds. Or
No
the left
sign of
half...
people or skeletons.
Not at first glance. So, I guess the wall goes... joins up with that wall, and it goes this way. So it's quite a long room. It's... how many feet? Like... yeah, 150 feet.
You said there wasn't a chair in there. Clearly, there's a.
There's not. There's half an armchair. Half of an enormous armchair.
You lied
Yeah,
to
so
us.
the left side over here has lots and lots of beds, and then the wall, and then on the middle section there's lots of tables over here, and what a table. Lots of tables, and then there's weapon racks all over the walls with rusted weapons, and a few weapon stands as well, just freestanding in the room, next to some of the tables, which have been rearranged in creative manners.
So they're not in here?
And they're not in there. There doesn't seem to be another way out of this room.
I leave. Quickly.
Yep.
Okay. So you head into the other room.
Which
I
clearly
assume,
has an
does everyone
armchair.
go?
Where... Yeah, this
Yeah,
room definitely
if
has
there's
an
nothing
armchair.
in there.
Yeah. There is
my
an
arms
armchair.
are so tired.
And you hear voices. Yeah, so you have to round a corner to get into the next room, and you hear the voices that sound kind of familiar. And we'll take a break or end.
And
Okay, I'll do a little bit more if we're going to end then. You come around the
Cliffhanger.
corner and you see the three of Sophie, Mulav, and Sina in this great big room that's got lots of crates, and around the walls there are it's like a little stone, almost like a stone room within a room, like it's like a shed sort of size thing, but made of solid stone, with stone doors in them all around the sides of this room. They're quite large. Each one is probably whatever that is, like 20 feet in size. There's what's that? There's 5 of them. In the middle are large crates that have been smashed to pieces, and there are myriad skeletons all over the ground. Now, Sina and Sophia are all having a discussion over by this thing over here, the stone door to this structure. And what do you do? They don't hear you coming. They seem to be busy talking at the front door of this thing.
Dun dun dun.
Keep going. Like, this isn't the cliffhanger yet.
it is
Yeah, we
now.
head over.
Oh, I was going to say, can we just listen and see what they say?
Yeah,
You can if you wish.
let's do that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you're out of earshot and they're not talking, but Sina turns around and sees you and says, I thought you lost you guys. You find anything good? Find the book?
No,
Think
just
about-
found a lot of undead.
Is it
Yeah.
a book about potatoes?
No, it is not a book about potatoes.
I'm going to-
Probably not
Says
then.
rather dryly.
Wait, you found a book of
Says-
potatoes?
No.
While you guys have like, what a fucking trivial thing to lie about. Oh, I love it. I want you to get... Aren't you a compulsive liar? I think you get inspiration again for that, because that was fantastic.
She's always like, you can't stack inspiration.
No, didn't she use it?
No.
Nope.
I thought you used it. Okay. Well, whatever. Give somebody... You can give somebody else inspiration, then. So somebody else has a free D20 that they can reroll. It's your choice, Fluff.
Amy. Amy can do.
Alright, so you gave your inspiration to Amy and then got a fresh one, is basically what I'll say. So as Cena turns back to these guys and discusses what's going on, Sophie puts his hand on the stone door of this structure again and does sort of a similar thing to what he did when he was coming down. He mutters some words and pauses and does it again. And then the three of them push at the stonework, which gives way pretty easily, revealing an interior room that's got a couple of chests and some crates, what looked like there were once bolts of cloth and the like. But then you all notice that the ground where all the dust fell from this wall being knocked over threw up a lot of dust. You notice that the dust isn't settling on the floor, and it's not the color of dust. You notice it's actually quite dark, and then before you can say anything, the misty darkness begins to rise up, forming into a humanoid figure. Dun dun dun. There's your cliffhanger.
And I'm out of magic, so we're dead.
Just because you're out of magic doesn't mean
Yeah.
we're dead. You are. Yeah.
Prob-
Hello, Sir Armand.
You just did something. And I
Let me-
potatoes. You told me you didn't have a book on potatoes.
Let me check what languages it speaks. You won't find out till next week if it knows what you're saying, but I want to